The oil and gas industry is feeling bullish. Fairly stable oil prices above $100 and forecasts of rising demand have got global explorers for black gold in a good mood. And after the shale gas rush in the USA, many sense profits to be made. The good vibes were on full display at the recent IP Week conference in London, and analysts suggest it's now a question of when firms reach into their pockets.
The easy oil has been found. Now we have to move into the more difficult and more costly oil to try and develop it. It takes massive amounts of capital over massive amounts of time. It's not just an overnight sensation that you decide you want to produce more oil and gas and you turn the switch on and it goes.
One gas boss is impatient for the industry to just get on with it.
At these prices, it's certainly worth doing, and certainly worth spending the effort and the money to go and look in these more frontier areas.
One of the toughest frontiers is bound to be closer to home. Some international explorers are likely to face opposition over fracking for shale gas, as recent UK protests show. Climate change is also creeping back onto the agenda, and this could affect the future of fossil fuels, says Professor Jim Skay.
Because in a world where you don't do anything about climate change, it is full steam ahead for fossil fuels. In a world in which you deal with climate change, fossil fuels will continue to dominate, but their role will be much, much less. We'll still see more natural gas, but you're certainly going to see less oil and less coal.
But in growing economies like Nigeria and Ghana, it seems there's little sign of this denting enthusiasm for oil.
It's like the gold of the country at the moment. What do they export? Nothing. It's traditional, cash crops and stuff like that. But oil is a world trade product, and they've got a lot to explore.
Are banks happy to lend to oil and gas in Nigeria?
Definitely. Oil and gas is the mainstream of Nigerian economy. Without lending to it, there will be problem. The rate of unemployment will reduce drastically. That's why most banks are interested in oil and gas.
In this rush for economic prosperity, experts say consumers must not be forgotten.
The governments want the infrastructure investments. They want to encourage major investment programs. And they don't want to, they want the private sector to fund them and lead them. So they are enthusiastic and keen. What they don't want to see is obviously super returns at the expense of consumers.
Big Oil will have to listen closely to consumers if it wants to continue hunting the frontiers unharassed. Vicky Ellis, Energy Live News, London.